All right. I think we are live on our Facebook and YouTube channel right now. But it would be great if you could confirm that if anyone is watching us right now. Um, so, to make it official, I guess, I'm Tomek from Q Workshop, and there's Kasia on that side. She'll be helping me today. And I'm very, very glad and honored to have a renowned artist with us today, Anne Stokes. So, guys, people, say hi to Anne. We are live on YouTube and Facebook, so thank you for being with us for the beginning of this interview. And we are here because we did something together with Anne, and not only one thing, but we'll talk about them later. But recently, if you've noticed, we've released tribal dice, three dice sets that were released last week. But the story of tribal dice, it didn't start last week. It started long, long ago. And I would like Anne to tell us, me and you, a little bit more about that. Anne.
Oh, great. Yes. Well, hi there. That is quite a tale, I think. Now, I can't remember quite how long ago, a very long time ago, probably 20 years, showing my age there. Um, I met Q Workshop a number of different occasions, actually, at different conventions, at the World Science Fiction Convention and game shows, and it was always nice to say hi. And of course, Q Workshop has grown massively as a company now, but that was perhaps in the beginning, and they would come over with a van full of dice. And I got them to make some little D6 dice for me. There's one, you can see that one there. But, there was a thing on Q Workshop website, I think you could submit a design, and I thought it would be really cool that the little tribal patterns showed what number it was. And I sent that off and was very excited when they said they would make these.
Mm-hmm.
So we then went on to expand that a little later with the other numbers. And yes, and that was then. And now we reconnected again, and Q Workshop was doing a number of products with me, and decided to bring the tribal dice back.
Mm-hmm. So basically, you took part in like a designer competition, or how would you call it, like designer um, quest? But I guess it was your first like designing task, right? Like you've never done anything like this before.
Well, I'd never designed a dice before, so yes, that was
So,
fun.
but where did this idea come from? Like I guess, like, tell me if I'm wrong, but I understand that you've been drawing mostly, right? Like you've been making illustrations, graphics before that, and then suddenly you design a die. How did that happen? Like, where did that? What inspired you to basically do that, and how this
Um,
idea came to life?
at the time, I did quite a lot of work with a t-shirt company, and one of the things perhaps we would do um, would be make little motifs to match the artwork. Maybe it would go like a pocket print or down a sleeve or something. And tribal patterns are quite cool, fun thing like that, or simple tattoo, something like that. And so yeah, I just had the idea that you could have little tribal patterns with different number of blades on them to show you which number you'd roll.
Mm-hmm.
And that would look quite cool. I thought they would look fun and be quite easy to read.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, with the D6, now it got a bit more complicated when we did decide to expand and do like a D20, because you can't really count. You wouldn't easily be able to see the difference between a 19 and a 20-sided tribal pattern. So
Uh-huh.
we do have numbers on those ones.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And I just wanted to mention that Patrick, the founder of the company, is watching us right now, and he's
Wow.
saying
Well,
hi.
well, hi, Patrick.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope
So
you remember all that.
yeah, yeah. So
Years
yeah,
ago,
yeah,
so it
yeah,
was fun.
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
And
we were all quite young then, and it was always a bit of an adventure, going off to one of these shows and turning up there, and so
yeah,
that was
yeah.
nice to see you guys.
I can imagine. I can imagine. I I don't remember, like at the time. Now I travel a lot, but I don't remember those like first years of Q Workshop. Traveling around the world.
Yeah,
I wasn't here back then, but I can imagine it was great. And for you, I guess it was this. You started at the same time. Was it like you started your career of like showing your art around
yeah,
and everything at the same time?
absolutely. And I think, I appreciated the fact that the spirit of, going to a show like that, driving, especially from another country, coming over from Poland and um, setting up and seeing how it goes. It was a bit like me. I would go and set up with my, little art display or whatever, and um, show people my work.
So, how did you react when you first time saw your freshly designed die?
Oh well, it was very exciting indeed. Um, Gave them a good roll. Hope they'd be lucky.
Okay, I understand that. Um, and as you said, now like a lot of like many years passed by, and now we're back with new tribal dice. And
Yeah,
I'm able to show people what we
sure,
have here. So I'll just swap the camera
absolutely.
and we will show them because it's really, you will not see it, but I guess you know them. So so yeah, so now we have three new color patterns, color schemes for the same design that you've came up with. And of course then there's more types of dice. There's d6, d8, d10, d12, and uh, and um, and what, and then 20, of course. So what was your reaction when the idea to actually revive the tribal dice set came appeared?
Oh yeah, well I thought that was great. I mean, great to reconnect with Key Workshop and start doing things together, and it was lovely to revisit that.
But who
So we did tweak some of the little board designs just to freshen it up a bit. And yeah, the colors were suggested by Key Workshop. I think they're gorgeous, very lovely um, effects on those.
Yeah, when we were talking, we are still showing them around. Kasha is helping
Yeah.
me.
Now, well, you're the experts on this. I don't know quite how to
No,
describe it. It's got like a not glitter, but it's got like an effect on the plastic of the dice, hasn't it? That it's not just a solid color.
yeah, I'll try to zoom it a little bit. Yep. Yeah. So basically, as you said, there's three different new color schemes, and so there is blue, green, and beige. There is also storm red and beige, and then there is pearl and brown. So they're really beautiful. But I think that a lot of people will be interested in the process of working on a dice set, on your perspective, on from the perspective of someone that's, let's say, outside of the company, because mostly we always make our own dice. We have our in-house designing team. And how did it look for you? What were the challenges you had to overcome, and or was it just easy peasy and that was it?
Well, everything has its own challenge. I think the thing is that you want to make the dice as interesting as possible, but it's also important that they can be read um, when they're thrown. So there's a bit of a balancing act there between going too crazy with the design and doing something that is functional. And yeah, so we tried various versions of the little motifs. I mean, again, you as a designer, it's done on a flat sheet so you can see them all at once. Obviously, by the very nature of a three-dimensional object, you can't see all the sides at once. So that's you can make it balance visually, and then see how it works as well. I did actually draw it out like black on white, but of course the dice it's reversed really because the patterns are a lighter color on the red dice, so it needs to work both way around. Um, So that was fun. And then, of course, packaging too is another aspect of it.
Oh yeah,
How
yeah.
how
We'll talk about the packaging as well. But is there anything in particular that you maybe you didn't, but maybe you did, that you've noticed that changed throughout those years in the process? Like it was a different process, obviously, because then you just designed one die, and this was like a different story. But in like technical, on the technical side of things, was it different back then than it is now?
well, my job was the same, but I don't know. Perhaps you've changed your manufacturing process. I don't really know quite how it is you do. You make a mold, I guess, and
Oh
um,
no, no, I was more interested in the design, like the you know, like if there were any changes or like you tweaks to the design or something, then it did anything change there? But I guess.
well, they've been tweaked. The borders are tweaked a little bit. But I thought I should refresh it. But no, I mean they're very similar. Really.
Do you have any like favorite color out of these three?
Um, it's hard. They're all lovely. I think I perhaps prefer the red ones. I think they maybe are a good kind of fiery color.
Do you still maybe it's like a long shot, but do you still have like original sketches of the first die, or you don't keep or you don't
No,
keep them?
I don't think I do really. I'm afraid I do an awful lot of scribbling type sketches that just get lost over time.
Yeah, I had to ask because they'll be like worth a lot of money, I
And
guess.
I do also, I do a lot of work on a computer. So certainly for making the tribal really sharp, I did that blown up very large on a computer screen. So that wasn't like on a piece of paper.
Okay, you already started to talk about the box, and obviously, the box means mostly the illustration, the graphic that's on the cover, and what about this? Like, what's the idea behind that? And like, did you choose it for the box, or how did it work?
Yeah, I made several suggestions, and it was the one that was the favorite.
So why did you pick that one? I'm trying to show it right now. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm sure you're showing it on your screen too, but like if I just
Yeah, yeah,
here
yeah.
box
Exactly
it,
that one.
it's very lovely packaging. But it does offer some challenges really because there's not a lot of room for the artwork in one respect because obviously you have the window here so you can see the dice, and then you need a title for the name. So that does you could put an artwork behind all that, all down one side, or so. What we chose to do is we did a tribal pattern, which was that aspect of it was suggested by your designer. And then I felt an artwork that was a longer, thinner one would work down one side. So we used my painting, Dragon Reflection, which is this is a female warrior, and she's holding out a sword in front of her. And in the sword, you can see reflected the eye of a dragon. So that gives a bit of storytelling because you don't actually see the dragon beside her. You see that she is facing a dragon. And I always felt that you could leave that a little bit ambiguous as to whether she was facing a dragon that was her enemy or a dragon that was her friend, or maybe there wasn't even actually a dragon. It was just symbolic of her inner strength. So I guess the design on the sword really, I thought it sort of ties in with tribal patterns really.
It does. It does. I agree. Definitely, it does. It's kind of like aggressive on one side, and on the other side, like intriguing, and yeah, I love it as well. I think it's a great choice of the illustration.
Well, thank you. It's a bit of a theme in a lot of my art with laser.
But a question out of nowhere, my head, I guess. But do you remember other pieces of your art that actually ended up on our dice sets?
Well, the one just behind you there in the middle of the shot, the green man is one that I
No,
did.
here. Yeah,
It,
that one.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. It's on our forest dice sets.
yeah. So that's really nice that you again that was a number of years ago, and I didn't design those dice, but you did use that
Mm-hmm.
picture on the packaging.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No. Is it the only one?
No, I
I'm asking because I don't.
do.
I know
No,
about that one, but I wasn't sure about any other.
I think there were a few, but I'm afraid this was a long time ago. I can't remember them all.
Yeah, I understand that. No, it's just my curiosity, I guess, because
Yeah,
I always remember about this one, but I was just curious if there was any other. Sorry. Uh, okay, so there is a new dice set. There is three different colors, and I think it looks really good. And if you are I'm talking to people right now, if you're interested, you can always go to our online store and check it out there, and you'll find them there, of course. Just like a little bit of marketing right now. Uh, and
that's good. I'm sure people would like to know that.
yeah, I'm sure about that. But this is, of course, that's what I've started with. This is not the only thing that we are working together at, and we will work on, and we've been working on. So there is a lot of going on between us, Q Workshop, and you as an artist. And maybe I'll start with something that's already on the market, and then I'll leave something that's not yet out there
Sure.
for later. And I wanted to ask you about, because Dice, of course, like as you said, this story was long, and you have some you had an experience with basically designing dice and dice in general. But what about accessories, like RPG accessories? We've introduced the whole line of accessories recently, which includes dice bags and dice trays, wooden dice trays. And what about those? What was your initial thoughts about the idea, and what were the challenges, and what how this whole process looked like?
Um, yeah, no, well, it was very exciting to have that opportunity. I always enjoyed games. I play Dungeons and Dragons myself, and I did a lot. I started really off my career as an artist doing commissions for games primarily. There's a lot of fantasy art required for role playing games. Um, and then I really moved into doing my own subjects and licensing them. Um, and that's really what I do now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was kind of fun to combine those two and be working again on game products. And I mean, well, I say they're game products actually. Your dice trays are very lovely little wooden bowls that you can put all sorts of things in, but they're certainly very useful for throwing dice in. And two, the little bags. I mean, they're obviously very useful for keeping your dice, but I'm sure you could keep all sorts of small things in them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we went through I have like a style guide which features a huge range of my artworks, and that gets sent off to companies when we start working together, and then they can pick which ones they might like to feature.
Sorry, I'm having a little issues here.
That's no problem.
Uh,
Do you want me to keep talking, or shall I just wait for you?
no. You can, like you don't have to. Uh, It's just technical problems, really.
Okay.
I have problems with the title of our interview here, which shows something really strange. But I guess it doesn't matter so much. So sorry for that.
No, that's okay. Well, you see, you're very brave doing this live.
Oh, Thank
It,
you,
it,
thank you for saying that.
it
Thank.
is. It ups the ante, doesn't it? You think, oh gosh, here we go.
It's
I'm
always
sure people
like
don't mind. If there's any issue, it just adds to the fun. So we're all right.
I don't know if I can like change it now. I can probably try, but uh, just a second.
It's okay. I've got my dog here in case people wondering what I'm tapping under.
It's
Here we
okay.
go.
It's
Come-
okay. I'm just.
Here he is. Let's. What a good boy.
It should be better in a second. Let's leave it. Let's go back to the accessories, because
Sure.
what I'm interested in also is, because I guess that you work with like different companies and products, and also with Q Workshop as well. But like, for you, do you think it's always let's say, how important is the right choice of illustration for the product? Because that's what's always like interesting for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think that is very important, and I have um, one of the things I enjoy is the fact there's so many different subjects you can put in fantasy, and I paint quite a wide range of those. But if you're going to put something on a product, then it needs to be something that would appeal. Um, and also in the selection, Q Workshop were quite keen to do a number of different subjects rather than just all one thing. So they came up with the suggestions in that respect.
I have like a dice tray here, so I can show it to people right now, which
Sure.
is I remember the truth.
Oh yes.
Very beautiful artwork. And yeah, I basically agree. Like in general, like if you were to play an RPG game where the like the surroundings might be important, and the atmosphere and everything, then every single detail might be important in terms of nice experience in the end.
Yeah.
So
And you have to think of the format of the product. Like the dice trays are hexagons, I think, six-sided,
yeah,
aren't they?
yeah, 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 yeah.
And so it needs to be something that can fit in that. Like if it was, say, a very tall, thin, long design, you would end up with a lot of space on either
True.
side. So the truth does work particularly well because it is really quite a compact. It's almost like a circular design, and so that fits in quite nicely.
True. And basically, because I'm always curious. You are a gamer, like an RPG player, right? Not a
I
gamer, but like maybe an
yeah,
RPG player,
yeah.
let's say. And then you also illustrate, and you work in the partly in as a part of the industry. Uh, do you still look at gaming and like playing games as more as a player, or someone who's always thinking, oh, this should be done in this way, or I'll do it in a different way? Can you like draw a border, like put a border, like in between your personal hobby and work?
Yeah, I enjoy playing games, and of course, an awful lot in role playing games like Dungeons and Dragons is left to the imagination, isn't it? So perhaps these illustrations are like pointing us in a particular direction or
True.
telling something about what the monster looks like. But
True.
um, I guess any professional person probably can't help but think about how it's being done. Like I'm sure if a chef goes and has dinner, they can't help but think about how the food's being cooked or presented. And yes, I certainly would consider the quality of the design or the illustration whenever I look at anything like that.
Okay, because that's what I'm always thinking. Like, when I start playing or something, I'm like, rolling dice or like reading a book. I'm always like, oh, maybe like, oh, I know how much work that was, or like how many hours they spent to like edit it after they created a book or something. This is something I know because we work as in the industry, but I just can't help to think about it. But I guess you don't.
Yeah, no, I enjoy playing it. And I mean, again, actually, I play online currently with some friends of mine. We don't live near each other, so that's fun to do that on a video call. So it's mainly the talking, isn't it? And the call, we have a map on the screen, but other than that, we're not in a
Yeah,
book.
yeah, 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 yeah. There is Q Workshop dice that can be played online. Like
Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah. There is a platform called Foundry, and we,
right.
we have like digital dice that you can use there.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, we do roll generally roll real dice, but you can roll them on the
Yeah, 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 yeah. True. I also prefer the real pieces, but
yeah.
the world is changing all the time, so.
I know it's very clever, isn't it? It's sometimes the fear, especially with it online, that if you roll like a critical or something, you think maybe everybody would think that you were cheating.
Yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's no point cheating, or
There is no point.
it doesn't make it
True,
a game, does it? There's no
true,
fun then, is there, unless it can go horribly wrong.
true.
But yeah, I suppose if you roll them on the screen, then you know that you're going horribly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But of course, like Q Workshop's dice, they only like roll high, so don't worry about it.
Oh, must be extra lucky.
All right, so because we already started to talk about like about the, the world today and what's happening now with RPG gaming and stuff. So I would like to ask you and maybe a little bit reveal secrets that we kept hidden by now, and tell us what do you work at, like what are you working at with Q Workshop right now?
Right. Well, I hope I'm telling the right secret and I'm not revealing something that I'm. Well, we've been working on some dice with an all over pattern. Is that what we're heading?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, exactly. I'm asking about that because this was also a very important and like like groundbreaking release for us. Something totally
Yeah.
new. Something that we call them full art dice. And basically, the idea is that there is one single design for all people that might not seen them yet. Uh, but I encourage you to go to our website and check what am I talking about. They're basically one single design that like wraps around the whole die, and there is
Yeah.
like no blanks or like no like black spaces or edges needed, which you normally have in like regular dice. There is always like a space
Yeah.
for there's always like a space for art or design, and then there is like the edge, and you don't have it with the full art dice because there is one single design. And
Yeah. Well, and then of course they're full color, which is very exciting because the one more normal dice, you have the color of the material made out, and then the symbols are picked out in another color, but that's pretty much it usually, isn't it? So this is covered in art.
yeah,
Again,
so can you really just tell us about the theme that you're working at?
yes. So on these little dice, they have dragons flying all around them. Now, my favorite subject is always
This is what you'd expect, I guess.
so. Yeah, that was obviously my first suggestion, and it is a challenge because, of course, the dice are very small, and they also have to have. So um, I painted various small dragons, and then on the layout, there's a good amount of juggling them around to make sure that they're in the right spot. And I've got one big flying dragon that is breathing fire on the 6th. which again I thought that's kind of fun.
Yeah, I have to say, like, I don't want, like, I want, like, let's still like keep some things secret. But basically, I've seen like some like a part of those dice, and they're beautiful. And I'm also interested in, because I guess you've never seen something like this before, right? Like it was like the full art
I,
dice, like the concept was
I've
new
never
to
seen
you.
it before. I don't know anybody else has ever done them, but as far as I know, you've invented them.
So how was it different to actually make like to work on the full art than working on the tribal dice, for example?
Yes, well, this is really a point I touched on earlier that you don't see on an actual dice.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
only see one or probably two if you twist it around sides at the same time. But when you're doing the design, you're doing it flat on a screen, so you're
Sure.
seeing all of it. And it was difficult for me to gauge how these wraparound dragons were going to look. So I did print out my designs and make them in cardboard. Um, Quite large, obviously. Well, it was not practical to make a tiny little cardboard thing, but I printed them out to about this size, which made. And then I could really see how it looked, and I did record a little video of me talking about this and sent that to Q Workshop. I probably came across as a crazy woman, but it was the easiest way I felt I could express what I
Yeah,
was aiming for.
it makes sense in general, like when you think about it.
Yeah. So no, that was fun, and yes, and I did adjust that slightly after I had seen how it looked when printed. I had done a very large dragon, and really it was sort of lost because it wrapped around so much. It wouldn't be really enough of it in one go, I felt, so I made it a little bit smaller.
But like, was it like a long process of basically, making changes, adjust stuff? Like was like you've made a thing and that was it? Like was it what, or it wasn't that simple?
No, I mean, I say I did go through some layout adjustments of where the dragons were, and
Yeah, yeah,
the
but
group felt.
I'm just curious if it was like a very like it was just once, or it was like a complex process of making little changes and
Yeah, I think we are in fact still tweaking it
okay.
slightly.
Okay. So it
Again,
takes time.
when samples are made, things print slightly differently, and we wanted to make sure there's a really good contrast between the background and the dragon.
Yeah, I guess in dice in general, there's always a matter of finding like the middle ground between like it being nice
Yeah,
looking and in general something that you can still roll.
yes,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So I guess the goal is achieved.
Pretty much. We pretty much.
So are you like? I don't have them to show. We don't want to show anything yet. We will, but like, are you satisfied with the final? You know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's great, brilliant. Dice with dragons flying all around them. What's not to love? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree in general. So, so that's for sure something interesting, and I'm sure that you will people you will love them as well. They're really nice from what I saw. Maybe I didn't see everything. Okay, so we've talked about few different areas that we are working together at tribal dice, accessories, and now the full art dice. I have many questions coming into my mind, but I'll start with if with the simple one, I guess. How is working with Q Workshop?
It's very nice indeed. Very charming, lovely people. It's a lot of fun. The products. So, like even the fact that you decide to do things like this. Let's do a live interview. I mean, I'm making
I just
this.
wanted to ensure everyone that I didn't, force you to say that.
No, you didn't. In fact, I didn't even know you were going to ask me that. No, it is just, of course you can. It's very nice working with your company, and I love the products myself and use them. Also, That's fine.
But is like working on dice much different than working on any other of your stuff, or like illustrations, or is it kind of still drawing? So like, is it much different?
Well, there is definitely a brief, that you need to follow a criteria that's going to work on a product.
Oh
So
yeah,
that
yeah, exactly.
with an illustration like for a calendar or something, I mean, I can do whatever I want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
As long
yeah,
as
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah. True.
page. Um, but then again, of course, part of the challenge with that is thinking of what you're going to paint and planning the image. And so I'm kind of my own art director in that respect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But is it like sorry that I'll just like ask many weird questions, but I am like interested myself in your answers. Is it like is it hard to actually adjust to some like requirements that we have that dice in general have, or is it something naturally that like goes, or you're like, oh my god, I have to change this or that, or is it like a really is it a big problem, or it's something that illustrators in general do all the time?
Yeah, you really can't be a commercial illustrator without having to make adjustments. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that what you've done is bad. It just means that it's not quite what is required, or so it's very important to be flexible, to listen to what people would like, and to not be offended or something if somebody needs it changed a bit. That's perfectly natural and okay.
Mm-hmm. Is it
Uh,
is there anything, but when we were talking about like making dice and like the whole process, is there anything that you've let's say that you've learned from designing dice and working on dice that you can actually use in your like everyday work?
well, that's a good one. That's a potentially, I guess. I mean, everything is a learning curve, isn't it? I mean, they are quite a specific and unusual product, so it's not really quite the same as working on anything else. Um, but I mean, I like doing new things, so it's been fun.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. That it's fun because like there's it's always good if you can do something that you really like and
Absolutely. I'm very fortunate, that I was able to do something for earn my living doing a job that I enjoy, and
but
not everybody gets that.
true, true. Do you basically? I'll like jump around with my questions a little bit. Do you use Q Workshop dice when you play?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said.
Do you use our dice or your
I
like
do,
your Q Workshop dice when you play?
absolutely.
Oh, you do.
Well, I do use them, and we've only just quite recently brought out these new tribal ones, but yes.
Does it mean
So,
that every single campaign will be played with the tribal dice right now?
well, perhaps, although I do have a number of Q sets of dice, not necessarily ones that I've designed, but
Yeah, yeah,
they're,
yeah.
they're very good.
Awesome, awesome. I'm
I
happy to
think
hear
it's good to have a few different ones. Sometimes you think, oh, God, the luck has gone out of this one.
that. Uh huh.
I'm going to put it to one side and roll another one now. So,
How many different sets do you have at home?
oh,
Like,
well,
I'm
it's
not
actually,
asking only about Q Workshop, but like in
it's,
general,
it is impossible to have too many dice.
obviously.
So, fortunately, they are quite a small item. So, but yeah, I have like a pot full of, but I don't know how many because I've got random ones all over the place.
But is it because there is many different people and many different ways to play and experience tabletop games.
Yeah.
Do you find it like important, like dice or trays or whatever else you can have at your table that helps you with playing, or does it matter or not so much? Because there are two different approaches usually.
Well, it's nice to have your own personal little set, isn't it? And that for whatever reason you like the design or the color, or I mean the trays are are very helpful that the dice doesn't go flying off onto the floor or whatever. So that's good.
Because personally, I just cannot imagine like being I don't know, like a dwarf warrior and using anything else but like dwarven dice. That's it's just me, and I just have to,
Okay.
there has to be
Right.
a direct connection between the character and the die and the
Okay.
accessories and the trays
Yeah,
and everything. So
okay.
I am like fully prepared for the game with dwarven tray and the bag and dice
Oh,
and
that's
everything.
good. Well, very good. Well done. Um,
I'm not saying that to like brag
I
about
do.
it. I'm just
Um,
showing my approach in general and trying to
yeah.
find yours.
Curiously, I do actually favour playing dwarves. I always liked dwarves when I used to play tabletop miniature game, and I had an army of dwarves that I'd converted into ladies because there were female miniatures of dwarves at the
Awesome.
time. I painted them, but yeah, I like dwarves because they have. Well, sorry, now this is a vast generalisation now, but mainly they're kind of thugs that hit things. That's what I say. And then I don't have to do anything too clever. I just, I'm the tank. And I don't actually have matching dwarven dice. I just have dice that I like the look of.
We have some, so we got you covered. just let us know.
Yeah.
Uh, and as to like playing and is there is there anything that in particular that actually you like about RPG games
Gosh,
in
well, that's
general? Just a
yes.
general question.
Uh, I particularly like getting together with a group of my friends that we probably wouldn't talk once a week other than the fact that we do this game together. So that's nice. And of course, we have something to talk about that is completely detached from reality because it's whatever mission we're on. Um, and yeah, I mean, the fantasy element, isn't it? It just this little bit of escape from reality. I suppose we can all get a bit stressed with our everyday lives, so that's nice to be able to do something completely different.
And what do you do? What do you play now? Like, is there what games do you play? Like, I mean, like not right now, but like,
Well, I
are you
also like
in?
I do like all sorts of games. I like quite simple ones sometimes. I like actually other dice games. I like Yahtzee. That's a good one. Um, Jenga. That's
Oh,
sometimes.
okay. So you're talking about like casual games, let's say.
Yeah, that sort of thing is fun. Or card games like Kings in the Corner is a really good one. My aunt taught me that one. We do that a lot.
Awesome.
But no, for role playing games, I play Dungeons and Dragons, and then I do also LARP. So that's right. I'm doing it in costume.
But does like basically playing influence or inspire your drawings, like your illustrations? Is like you've played a nice campaign or nice like scenario, and then you're like, oh, I have to draw it or like have to like paint it.
Okay, I guess that doesn't happen that often actually, but
No, it doesn't.
it though.
So
That's a
so where do the ideas come from in general?
um. Well, that's a good question. They'll pop in my head randomly. Sometimes I'll be doing a collection of something, like for example, a dragon calendar. So I need 12 different dragons or whatever. So that would be led by a particular theme. I do like painting subjects that maybe have a little bit of meaning or might suggest a bit of a story. A bit like that one that you mentioned for the dice tray, the truth. So that was inspired really by a an unfortunate event, really, that somebody lied to me, as people do, don't they? And I was just thinking about the subject of the truth and trust. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? We have to trust people, and what they're saying is the right thing, and sometimes it's not. And that sort of inspired that little composition that she was holding a sword of trust and truth.
Yeah.
up towards you, and you can either take it and do the right thing, or you could use it against her, and that would
Mm-hmm.
be a bad thing. But then the dragon kind of represents her anger, if that would
Mm-hmm.
happen, if the
Mm-hmm.
dragon would sue her. Or of course you can just look at that picture of a maiden with a sword and a dragon and
Of
not think about
course. Yeah, yeah. That's what's art all about, right? Like
it.
you can see whatever
Yeah,
you want
totally.
to see.
That's what made me paint that. But and also then it is a circular
Mm-hmm.
motif and it's quite a compact image, and the colours I chose and everything. So there's
Mm-hmm.
lots of elements
Mm-hmm.
to coming
Yeah,
up.
I'm asking this question because even if you look at our accessories, even if you look at our dice trays that we did together, or I can actually show some more. We do have like a bag and a tray and some trays and bags, so we can Kasha if you can help and like show them, and maybe some more over there. I just wanted to ask because when you even looking at our accessories, there is many different illustrations, and not only dragons. Because I assume that like people, when people talk about Anne Stokes, there is always, or at least often, the dragon theme brought up. But there is many more that you did. Like there is wolves, there is pirates, there is skeletons, skeleton pirates. There is really a lot. So that's why I've asked this question, because I'm just, there is so many different themes that you covered, that it always interests me where the ideas like came from. But I guess they can come and go, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's lovely to do a variety of different things.
But
So,
is it like you have an idea and then you have to think about it for a week and then start painting, or is it like right away? Oh, I have to do it right now, and
no, I mean it is good to get started on something when you think of it. But actually, when people ask me how long a picture takes, I always say, part of it really is the thinking of what to paint, and that can take a very long time, or it can hit you very quickly. And I would put that down as part of the process. So I've been thinking about a theme for some time before I really decide how best to convey that.
yeah, okay. Uh, is there a number of like works that you can work at the same time, or is it changes and differs all the
I
time?
do sometimes have to do something, put it down, do something else, but I would much prefer to do a picture and keep doing it until it's finished.
Okay.
Because I'm interested in it and I'm in the zone. I don't want to put it down and start on something else, because then I've got to think about that and I'm still thinking about the other thing. That would be my preference.
So when you're working on the full art dice, then it's like that's it and nothing else, because you have to finish
Yeah,
it and then be happy with the final look, and then you can.
absolutely. I
Okay.
mean, look, Q Workshop have been very good about getting back to me quickly, but sometimes there is with different companies, different products, there is a bit of a delay between sending a design and hearing, and in which case you do obviously have to do something else in the meantime, because you can't just sit there.
Right. Uh-huh.
So that it's more helpful if I can just focus on the
Uh-huh.
thing I'm working on, I think.
Okay. Okay. What the what the future brings? Are you planning to work on more dice, or with us, obviously,
Yeah.
or would you like to, or is there any plans? I don't want you to tell me anything specific, but like in general, is there anything we can?
Oh no, absolutely. I'd love to do some more dice for you. I have submitted various ideas, so we're just thinking mainly. I mean, Q Workshop have done so many different themes.
Yeah.
And they would like me to do something that hasn't already been done, obviously. So it's finding something that would be popular and something that hasn't already been covered.
All right, I'm really curious what's gonna happen and what will the future bring in terms of our mutual cooperation and partnership. And
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that you like it as much as we do, because obviously we do like it, and we love the outcome that actually I can admire on my desk right now. And it's great to hear that you are having fun because I guess you can see it in the final product, and that's the most important thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. They're very nice products, very good quality.
Thank you so much. Again, I didn't force you to say that.
No, but they are. I wouldn't. I want to work on things that I'm proud of and that people will be happy when they've bought them. You know, they are very nice.
I'm really happy to hear that. And yeah, I guess I'll will go towards the end, but I have two more questions at the end. Uh, what are the places, the events, or places where we can or our viewers can find you in the future, and your dice and your products? You can use our channels to tell us.
Sure. Oh, well, there are a lot of um, shops that stock products featuring my art, but hopefully, a
Hmm.
number of stock your dice um, on your website.
And the
You,
events.
us, I hope we're going to be at a show together at one time. Hopefully, maybe next year, one of the game
Hmm.
shows. That would be really cool.
And are you planning to like join any events in the future, like this year, or that's it for this year? Like
Um,
you as an
no, we
author.
do have some art signing events. Actually, I've got one tomorrow in Jaded Heart in Rotherham in UK, and they stock your products. So anybody along coming along to that can
You can. Is there
check it out in person.
is it possible to like sign a die? I guess it is, right?
I don't know. You know, I sign a lot of weird and wonderful things. I think it would be very difficult because they're so small. But I could certainly sign the box.
Yeah,
I would
exactly.
pay in the bag and whatever, obviously. But I think signing, I suppose you could put an initial on it. I could just write AS on it somewhere, but might mess it up really. I'd rather
I
find out.
I've never seen anyone signing a die, so you can be the
No,
first.
well, there you go. That's a challenge, isn't it?
Yes,
We're
it's
going
a
to get
challenge.
that far now.
Exactly, exactly. All right. So, is there anything you'd like to tell our fans and your fans here right now today?
Well, that's put me on the spot, hasn't it?
It does.
Anything I'd like to tell them? Uh, well, it's a very good phrase that I've used on one of my paintings. Actually, it's got words on it. It's like a banner that this dragon's on, and it says, "Sometimes we all need a little fantasy to help survive the reality." And I think that's a particularly good one. And sometimes if you are feeling a bit stressed or a bit whatever, playing a game, looking at a nice picture, doing something with your friends is very important. There we go. Words of wisdom from Anne Stokes there.
It was a really a good one, and I agree. I cannot agree more. Thank you so much for being with us today, and I just wanted to. It was a great pleasure.
It was
We,
very nice to talk to you too. Thank you.
we've never had the chance to talk before, but it's our first time, and I'm really glad that you were with us today, and yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for to everyone who was with us today and who will watch this interview in the future, because I'm sure there'll be people watching it in the next day and in a week or in a year even. So
Cool.
I hope you had fun, and thank you again. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to go to our social media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and also Anne's social media, because I know that you have your Instagram, you have your YouTube channel, you have your
Yeah, yeah.
what else is there?
Um, yeah, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Yes, and I'm on there as Anne Stokes Art.
Yes, so be sure to visit Anne's social medias as well. And yeah, thank you again, and we'll see you next time here on the channel. Bye bye.
Bye now.